Today, we honor the curious minds that challenge the status quo, break barriers, and explore the unknown to unlock new opportunities. To ignite real change, let's embrace the spark of this moment. Hello, everyone. I am Avni Chandra. I extend a warm welcome to all our incredible innovators to the elimination round of T.U.P Season 10. Get ready to unleash your spark factor in this intense battle of brilliance because securing a win here is the ticket to the semi finals of one of the most prestigious B school competitions in the country, the Ultimate Pitch Season 10. So let's get started. At Season 10, we thrive on fresh ideas and innovation. It's deeply embedded in our core, shaping every aspect of our businesses and social initiatives. The ultimate pitch was conceived with this spirit, serving as a platform for curious, pioneering minds eager to show their next big spark. Now, in our 10th season, TUP has evolved into an unparalleled journey. Continuing the decade long legacy, we flagged off the competition physically in the top 20 B schools across the country. At each of these institutes, we were met with enthralling audiences. The insightful sessions led by our visionary leaders truly sparked curiosity and creativity. But that was just the beginning. We've expanded our reach, connecting with thousands of students through digital platforms and virtual events, sparking this competition into a pan India celebration of bold ideas and innovation. So now it's with great excitement that I invite you to experience the magic of our campus launches and the highlights of our pan India virtual launch with this video. What an incredible response TUP Season 10 has received this year. Over 22,800 registrations, more than 1,900 idea submission, with 1 crore plus website impressions and 155,000 plus social media reach. The launch of TUP Season 10 was a huge success. And now we move on to the elimination rounds. A huge thank you to everyone for making this such a remarkable launch. TUP Season 10 kicked off with a bang. Innovators from across the country registered to showcase their spark factor and compete for the ultimate glory. Each idea was bold, visionary, and aimed at tackling real world problems. Our evaluators worked tirelessly to ensure no submission went unnoticed, carefully selecting those that had that X factor and that extra spark over the others. Those exceptional teams with remarkable ideas have qualified for the elimination round of this ultimate competition. A big congratulations to all the teams advancing to the elimination rounds of the TUP Season 10. Kudos to each one of you for bringing your spark factor in this competition. Shreya, can we move on to the next slide? Great. Now let's do a quick run over of what's expected to happen. I shall be calling out the team names. We will play their 3 minutes video on screen. Then the team will get 3 minutes to pitch their idea to the jury. This will be followed by a quick 4 minutes Q&A. We request the teams to keep an eye on the timer. Also, post each team's presentation, we will have the jury take a minute to score the teams individually before we move on to the next team. So, what is the winning formula? You will be judged on 5 parameters. Your idea should be futuristic, should solve a real world problem, challenge conventional wisdom, should be practical and scalable, and Your idea should have a strong business case. Now, what's in it for the winners? For the ultimate champions of the season, the national winners will take home a grand cash prize. And that's not all. We are thrilled to announce more rewards. Elimination round winners and runners up will receive rupees 50,000 and rupees 25,000 respectively, along with exclusive T.U.P merchandise. National finalists will be mentored by CXOs of startups at Reliance, helping you ignite your spark factor even further. Additionally, all national finalists and selected semi finalists will stand a chance to win pre placement interview opportunities. So, what's new this season 10? National finalists and select semi finalists will have the ultimate opportunity to engage in self reflection and enhance their skills with Level Up. So get ready, bring your A game, and give it everything that you've got. But hold on, what's a competition without a stellar jury, right? We are thrilled to have some of the brightest minds from Reliance with us today. They will be closely assessing your presentations, evaluating your ideas, and will provide their inputs at the end of the presentation. I'm thrilled to introduce our esteemed jury for the elimination round. I would like to invite Mr. Pranav Lodhavia. I'm so sorry, sir. Pranav Lodhavia, CFO, Reliance Brands and Reliance Retail. And jury number two, Jaspreet Chandok, Group Vice President, Reliance Brands. And with that, let's get started. I'd now like to call upon our very first team, B24119 from Exhilarai Jamshedpur.
I am Arihan Jain from XLRI Jamshedpur, and today I'll take you through an innovative solution to a pressing environmental issue: seaweed based packaging, a sustainable alternative to address our global plastic crisis. Our plastic problem is immense. We produce 350 million tons of plastic every year, but only 9% of it is recycled effectively. Even more alarming is that over 100 million tons end up in our oceans annually. Just imagine a garbage truck of plastic being dumped into the ocean every minute. Every year, plastic kills 100,000 marine mammals, over a million seabirds due to ingestion and entanglement. The ocean is home to 5.25 trillion plastic particles weighing over 244,000 metric tons. This litter is suffocating marine ecosystems. Up to 90% of marine litter is plastic. It's clear that recycling today is ineffective and cannot solve the crisis. The real truth is that despite all our efforts, the majority of plastic waste ends up in landfills or in our oceans. The US states alone generate over 35.7 million tons of plastic, out of which only 8.7 is recycled. Recycling is simply not working, and it is time to take on a new approach. Seaweed based packaging is that new approach. Seaweed is a remarkable source, growing 30 to 60 times faster than land crops without the need for fresh water or fertilizers. It not only reduces the burden of single use plastic but also absorbs carbon dioxide, significantly mitigating climate change. Plus, it is 100% biodegradable, dissolving without harming microplastics. But you might ask, why seaweed? Because it is one of nature's most sustainable resources. One, it grows fast, making it highly renewable. Second, it does not need freshwater, areable land, or even fertilizers. Third, it absorbs up to 20 times more CO2 than forests. Seaweed based packaging is produced by cultivating seaweed in coastal farms without the need for freshwater or fertilizers. After harvesting, the seaweed is washed, treated, and processed into biopolymers like agar. These biopolymers are then mixed with biodegradable ingredients to form a slurry which is cast into sheets and dried to create the packaging material. 1 hectare of seaweed absorbs up to 20 tons of CO2 annually, reducing carbon emissions and enhancing water quality. But how big is this opportunity? The global packaging industry is valued at 600 million, and consumers worldwide are demanding a change. With more than 130 countries implementing plastic bans and rising consumer awareness, the market for sustainable packaging is rapidly growing, and our solution is scalable, cost effective, and ideal for sectors like food, cosmetics, and apparel. To sum it up, by harnessing the power of seaweed, we can tackle the plastic crisis head on, creating biodegradable, scalable solutions that protect our environment and support communities. Together, let's revolutionize the packaging industry for a cleaner, more sustainable planet. Thank you.
So, hi. So, picture yourself on a beach with your child 20 years from now, and instead of sand and seashells, he picks up a plastic bottle that was polluted and thrown today. Because each and every piece of plastic ever created still exists today, each and every single piece. Now, imagine if that same bottle could dissolve naturally in weeks, feeding marine life instead of harming them. That's not fiction. That is what we are creating here today. Hi, I'm Arihan Jain, and we have developed a complete packaging ecosystem from seaweed that's making plastic obsolete. Current packaging options are problematic. Paper drives deforestation and wastes water, while plastic pollutes for centuries. Our seaweed-based solutions solves both these problems, offering superior package that's biodegradable in weeks. Now, what is the product exactly? So, our product line consists of three categories. The first one is a woodless paper. Uh, a woodless paper saves trees and deforestation. It can be used to make packaging sleeves, bakery boxes, clothing tags, and paper cups. Like it is anything that can be made of out of paper can be made out of woodless paper that is made out of seaweed. The next product is a plastic alternative that covers almost 85% of the plastic universe, from food wrappers to pizza boxes, shopping bags to single-use utensils. These products are food contact safe. They they help to keep they have high oxygen and grease barrier, and they help keep food fresh. Make and they're completely biodegradable. The last one, the industry pellets, and here's where it gets very interesting. It's a drop-in solution that works with existing plastic manufacturing equipment, allowing factories to seamlessly switch to sustainable production without expensive retooling. Now, India has a massive advantage. India has a 8,000-kilometer coastline that gives us a unique advantage. Our seaweeds can not only produce raw material but also create sustainable livelihood for coastal communities. The seaweeds grow 60 times faster than land, absorb 20 times more CO2 than forests, and requires no fresh water or fertilizers. We have a clear roadmap. We want to launch with in quick commerce and the food packaging sectors in the short term. In the medium term, we want to scale production nationwide with established sea farming networks and want to grow in the existing categories. And in the long term, we want to make India plastic free, innovating with edible packaging and dissolving beverage based solutions. We also have sustainable targets. We aim to save 2 million trees annually and 8.5 tons of single use plastic each and every year. With that, what we want to do is we aim to create ocean positive materials for the plastic free tomorrow. We are pioneering a sustainable packaging revolution that transforms not just the packaging industry but also coastal economies. That's it. Thank you.
Could you tell me what is the difference in terms
Hi,
of
can I,
pricing
JC, do
of
you want to have a
seaweed
question or should I go
packaging
in
vis-a-vis
first?
regular plastic?
So at the moment, it is around 1.7 times like the cost of regular packaging, but we have not reached the scale of economies yet. Also, this is just considering the cost of production. Now, if we have the seaweed farming network also, and if we consider the carbon credits that they will have when they actually cultivate the seaweed, it is actually cost effective. So all in all, when we are producing this at scale, it will actually be a little higher or will be at the same cost as plastic today.
Okay, so seaweed packaging is something that's not a novel idea, right? People have been doing it for a while, at least for the last couple of years. Let's say you as a startup, it's not just something that is there prevalent across the world. Even a few Indian startups are actually focusing on seaweed packaging as an alternative. How does your business proposal actually differentiate? So I understand the idea being novel, right? And but the idea is something that has already been replicated by multiple people, okay, over the last 4 to 5 years. How is your business plan going to circumvent competition that already exists in the market with a 4 or 5 year, let's say, head start on you?
Okay. So I have we have three things that I would like to point out. The first is we'll have the entire supply chain in our control. So we aim to have coastal economies. We have aim to have control over the coastal economies. Have our own persons standing there, helping in the seaweed cultivation using the R&D and the research that we have. That is already existing. So having the supply chain under control is one of our USPs. The second one is the industrial pellets. So I think that is a major that can be a major game changer because no other company right now is giving that out. And if companies right now do not have to change any retooling and they do not need any expensive retooling, this can be a major game changer for us. And the third one is uh, and the third one is the scale that we aim to produce this at. So we're looking at initially investing initially doing this at 100 tons per year, like at the very basic, and then moving on from there. So we reach economies of scale much faster than others because there's enough research done and we know how the process is in place. So it's actually helping us that the startups have come in before.
So how much initial capital would you require to get to 100 tons?
So
In terms of scale and
so
yeah, sorry, it's a little too
so
small for me. If you can just read it out.
okay. So with with 1,000 tons of investment, it is 25 crores, but this is not including the seaweed input, seaweed material. So this is just the startup cost, which is just manufacturing and land, etc. And this is all based on a land in Gujarat, where there's a seaweed farm nearby. So if we assume even if we have the supply chain under control, I think so we need 20 more crores. So 50 crores or 60 crores we're looking at for getting to this capacity and then moving on from there.
Pranav?
So in terms of product pricing, versus
Yes.
conventional packaging and conventional materials, are you going to be more expensive? And if so, how much more expensive?
So at the moment, we'll be around 1.5 times more expensive. But as we have the economies of scale, and once we also start receiving the carbon credits that we'll have once we have the supply chain in place and from the seaweed farms that are producing seaweed and capturing the CO2, then we are trying to put it at 1.1 times or at par with the conventional packaging
And your economy of
solutions.
scale comes at what tonnage?
It comes at 100,000 tonnage. So this is just the very basic. We are starting the first factory. This is the economics for the first factory. We want to grow that factory as well as put in a lot of more factories. And there's a lot of scope also for the industry to
So
change. Because
correct me if I have got the maths right, but for 1,000 tons, your investment plan is about 10 to 15 crores. So for
so it
100,000
was
tons,
60 crores. So it was 60 crores.
your note
For
is, yeah, okay. So for 100,000, it's going to be in 200.
So yes, so for 1,000 it is 60 crores. So for 100,000 it is 60 crores, but we're not investing that today. So
No, no, I know.
we
So
also
my question is, so because we have less time, hear me out first. You're saying 60 crores investment required to create a capacity of 1,000 tons.
yes, sir.
100,000 tons is your economy of scale when you can match the current conventional pricing. So are you saying you need 6,000 crores of investment to reach that stage?
Uh, so we also have cash flows that will be existing from the business that we're already doing. But approximately, yes, we need a heavy chunk of investment, and that could range from 4,000 to 6,000 crores.
So till you reach that stage, why do you believe that market will pay you 50% more for your products?
So three things. The first is consumer behavior is changing. People are actually looking for sustainable solutions. People are more educated, even in India, about how plastic is such a disaster and it does not biodegrade. The second one is even the policy changing in India. So government has already is looking for alternatives to plastic. It's heavily invested in it and giving heavy subsidies to people who are working in this space and hopefully it's also looking for a policy change later on as it's committed to the Paris Agreement. And the third one is The third one is right, like once we start this and once we show the potential, and once we're doing as we move forward, as we build more and more products into our ecosystem, then more and as we bring on more clients, then this will continue to scale up. So
Okay. And are there any sourcing regulations? Is there enough supply? Are you allowed to go and extract weed from wherever, or do you need license to do it? What's the current regime?
we need certain regulations. So it's like you need to conform to community norms. But like there's no licensing per se, but you need to conform to community norms. If there's fishing, then you need to ensure that everyone, all the stakeholders are in place. But I'll be happy to announce that if there's seaweed farming in a particular place, then it actually reduces acidification of ocean, and it actually is very beneficial to fishes. Initially, people thought that if there's seaweed cultivation, then fishes will reduce in that area, but actually fishes increase. So that's actually beneficial for all the communities there also.
Okay.
And with regards to sourcing, okay.
Yeah, go on.
So one last thing. So with regards to sourcing, so we need to push this. So putting in the giving people the plants, giving enough scientists on site to ensure that if the first few batches, for at least for the first 2 years, the seaweeds are as we want them. We need to ensure that that happens, and post that, I think the communities will take that over.
And does your model take into account any cost of distribution? How do you propose to distribute and market your product?
So not accounted for the cost of production at the moment, but I don't think that will be a very significant thing because let's say with the pilots that we run, and if you're showcasing that we can give out in the quantities, I think we should be good to go. So that's not accounted for at the moment.
Okay. I don't have any other question. JC, you have anything?
No, no, good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. It was lovely interacting with you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, team. That was amazing. So let's go on to the next team, which is Visionary Squad from I am
So,
Shillong.
hi, we are Team Visionary Squad, and we are here to introduce a groundbreaking business opportunity in the realm of childcare, an industry that is increasingly critical in our rapidly evolving society. So, as we all know, that India is experiencing a huge demographic shift. The rise of nuclear families is a defining trend, with more households headed by working parents who often find themselves juggling demanding careers alongside family responsibilities. So, according to the recent studies, the number of dual income households has surged, leading to an exponential increase in the needs for reliable childcare solutions. And despite this growing need, the current childcare landscape is largely unstructured, characterized by informal arrangements that lack standard protocols, oversight, and safety measures. And this presents both a challenge and a unique opportunity for us to establish a structured babysitting service that prioritizes safety, reliability, and the quality care. So, I am excited to propose a professional babysitting service designed to meet the needs of modern families. So, in this, all our babysitters will undergo rigorous background checks and training in childcare, first aid, and child psychology, ensuring that they meet the highest standard of professionalism. We will implement safety guidelines and protocols, providing parents with peace of mind knowing their children are in capable hands. So, our user friendly platform will allow parents to easily book babysitting services, communicate with caregivers, and monitor their child activities. And also, through our app, families can receive real time updates and feedback, facilitating transparency and the trust. So, this is basically solution which we are providing to the parents. So, we can also utilize the smart home integration, and we can use real time monitoring and skill development in AI powered matching platform. And coming to the market demand, I think there is a huge potential for its growth. The market is projected to grow at an annualized rate of 14%, which means it will reach 60 billion by 2027. And also, the average child average spend per child in India is expected to double by 2027. So I think this all will pose a great market opportunity for growth. So thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. Today, we will be discussing the key insights derived from our market research on the childcare preferences of working parents. So, we have developed three user personas to represent our target demographics. So, they all are working parents having young children and vary in their childcare preferences. So, from our survey results, we identified several core needs of parents. So, they desire trustworthy, safe, and nurturing care, real time communication for transparency, and they want flexible daycare hours that can accommodate demanding work schedules. Also, hygienic environments and emotional support for their child's development were also highlighted as essentials. So, by understanding their needs, we have identified pain points, which basically include difficulty finding reliable childcare, concerns about safety and communication, and availability of emergency flexibility. So, these insights guided us in understanding how to design solutions that can meet the expectations and alleviate the challenges faced by the working parents. So, now Aditya will be explaining our business model.
Yeah, so now that we have seen at some of the pain points of the parents, let's look at our business proposition. So we are providing a comprehensive childcare solution that alleviates these pain points and offers parents peace of mind. So we'll make sure that the staff undergo comprehensive training, including an in-depth understanding of child psychology. So basically, we target parents with children aged 6 months to 6 years, offering tailored childcare solutions. Our services also includes real-time updates through an AI-powered platform, NannyNet, which is basically a flip on Net Nanny, which monitors children's activities, emotional well-being, and developmental progress. We ensure a nurturing environment with structured programs in arts, music, and outdoor play. So flexibility is basically our core aspect, offering 24/7 daycare and personalized in-home babysitting options. Now, Sahil will take care of the market preferences, market research.
So talking about the market research, Indian childcare market is poised around 36,000 crore rupees with a whooping CAGR of 10.9% from 2024 to 2030. There are several key trends: shift toward nuclear family, dual income households, geographical separations, career-oriented lifestyles are the majors. While in addition to catering to the external customers, Reliance can take the step further internally, so incentivizing the employee of the Reliance for availing the subsidized services. Also, the preference of the parents towards the English speaking environment and also development for the extracurricular and co-curricular activity can be included in the business plan. Reliance can also utilize and leverage the services, its strategic partnering with the mother care and like that. Now feasibility analysis would be taken by.
Now coming to the feasibility analysis of our childcare business model, here is a cost benefit analysis of opening our childcare facility. So we will invest 24 lakhs initially for renovation, furniture and safety equipments, alongside 1 crore dedicated to developing and maintaining our app, which provides real-time updates for parents. Operational costs will begin at 1.35 crore annually. You can see the bifurcation of various cost heads. With an average fee of 20,000 per month per child, we project revenue generation that lead to break even by the end of third year, with an expected profit of 4.65 lakhs. An optimistic scenario with an expanded capacity to accommodate 75 children, the break even could even achieve within first year. This financial outlook is supported by a clear plan for sustainable growth and profitability while meeting the needs of working parents for high quality and flexible child care services. Thank you. That's all from our side.
Pranav, you want to go first? Okay. Let me. Yeah, he's here. Pranav, I said you want to go first.
Sure. So, do you have an existing tech solution which you're proposing to be implemented, or do you need to look for a tech partner for this so-called, we're saying, emotion sensing solution?
So let me take that. Hello, sir. So we haven't proposed a tech solution as of now, but we have in mind several AI tools providers like Kairos. There is Activita. So these are the AI tools that provide you real-time updates on facial recognition and emotion sensing. So within our app development cost, we haven't like considered it uh, we have considered it within the app development itself, but yes, we can look into that. We haven't proposed a solution yet, so this is just an overview.
So, your cost benefit does not include the cost of tech development.
It is there, sir. Yep.
So, you're saying
Yes, sir.
24 lakhs is the initial investment,
So 24 lakhs is in the we invest in the facility that we trying to make, and
right?
and additional cost of course app development we took the another consideration of around 1 crore for the platform development.
So, then what's your payback period? Because as I see, with pure operating cost, you're saying that there'll be at least 4.5 years to break even and recover your 24 lakhs. Is that
No, no. So in the bottom corner you can see the break even we can achieve in the third year, and 24. I guess 24 lakhs
but
that you are saying.
that is
It is a
minus the yeah, but that's minus your tech development cost.
yeah minus your tech
Okay.
development cost is additional cost that we have to bear because we opening as a pilot project we are trying to opening a small number of facility in a tier 1 city like Mumbai, Pune, or any tech hub, and in longer run when we open a lot of facility like that, that can accommodate the cost of app development.
And when you're proposing a 50 children capacity, what is the size of the location that you're proposing?
So exact sizing, Aditya, can you give the analysis that we do?
So the exact sizing hasn't been done as of now. 50 children that we have like taken the initial guess is considering that some parents will be taking in-house solution, in-home solution. Like we will be sending technicians from our side, the caregivers. So it's a mix of that. So we haven't
Okay, so the rent
taken
that
a.
you're proposing, 20 lakh rupee rent, is towards what facility?
So this rent is towards the offline facility or the facility that we open in which the parents can send their childrens, or we can.
Correct. So when you assume that 20 lakh rupee rent, you must have thought of a certain size of that place.
So it's a 1 lakh per month rent actually, 1.5 lakh per month.
No, no, I
These are the
know, but
position on the
to
yearly
accommodate,
basis.
see, to accommodate 50 children, you need a certain size of the space. And assuming you're saying there's a mix of home support as well as them coming to your center, the center will have to meet certain standards of average space for child, and that's basis which you'll decide your rent. So when you're saying a rent of 20 lakhs, it has to be in correlation to the number of kids that you propose to put in that facility.
Yes, sir, definitely. We can define our assumptions in that.
Okay. JC, over to you.
See, I think what you have to do is pick a lane. Effectively, this seems like a crash business with a fancy AI term attached to it, right? Because AI is, interesting to speak about right now. But the fact of the matter is that, for parents today, I think, child safety and child development are, really the two parameters that most parents look at. Okay, while you might layer it with, let's say the fanciness of AI, I'm not quite understanding yet, okay, how AI adds value, okay, or your app adds value from that perspective. Because if you go to a high end, let's say similar establishment today, you'll get everything from nutrition services to cameras, that map what's happening with children on a real time basis, and parents can view that. So all of those elements already exist. So I'm trying to figure out what is the key differentiator that you're bringing in, which elevates, let's say your model beyond everything. And also, just as a follow-up question, effectively, if everything is built on real estate, right? So you have one center that caters to 50 children. Then you will have center 2 that caters to another 50 children, and center 3 that caters to another 50 children. It just seems like a tough model to really scale up, because that's something that a lot of other institutions have tried over a period of time. So, you can answer both those questions.
Yeah, so basically, sir, the childcare market is very fragmented, and we were looking for avenues, like solutions that we can like aggregate it, make it a consolidated service providing.
But you won't
So
aggregate it with 50 children, no. You have to come up with an
yes,
aggregation plan that aggregates over 50,000 children. Like, so you are just
true,
part
sir.
of the fragment of the fragmented market.
True, sir.
I have no
Any
other
other
questions. Yeah, yeah.
any other
You have got
comments from your side before we?
no.
Okay, thank you guys. Best of luck.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, team, for that. Let's move on to the next team. Can we have glycemic guardians on the stage, please?
Hello everyone. We present our idea, all-in-one insulin pen, which is designed to make managing diabetes easier and safer. Diabetes is a serious global issue affecting 422 million people around the world. Each year, 4 million people die from diabetes related complications. In India alone, this number is zero point 0.7 million, which means around 15 people die every minute. A major problem is insulin mismanagement, with more than 52% of the case reporting incorrect insulin doses. This can lead to serious health risks like hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia. Can proper insulin management system prevent glycemic conditions? The answer is yes, definitely. But how? We need a proper insulin management system with utmost accuracy and regular monitoring, which can be ensured with some portable and easy to use devices that can be generate real time report through AI intervention to match the accuracy. Traditionally, tools like glycometer are used, which are expensive, and prone to human error. They don't offer continuous monitoring, which is critical for managing diabetes effectively. To tackle this challenge, we present our big idea, all-in-one insulin pen, which focuses on providing accurate and timely insulin delivery. It combines glucose measurement and insulin delivery in one simple device, along with scheduled reminder. In addition to that, a facility to customize dosage as per doctor's recommendation. Using advanced glucose sensing technology, the pen gives real-time blood sugar reading and automatically adjusts insulin doses. This helps to prevent mistakes that often happen with traditional method. Our pen solves this issue by providing seamless experience. It uses AI to analyze the data and ensure the right amount of insulin is delivered. Plus, it connects with the Diabetes Nexus app via Bluetooth, allowing users to track their glucose level and manage their insulin doses easily. This is how our Diabetes Nexus app will look like. providing two major functionalities of measure and reports. Measure, which measures your diabetes level and according to which it shows you the insulin needed, along with the time that will be needed to inject in your body. The report showcases a weekly, monthly, and daily reports showing the average level of sugar along with some details analytics. We had a great support from our medical experts, including Dr. Komal Patil and Dr. Rahul Bhadre, who have helped us refine our product. And together, we aim to empower diabetes patients with the tools that offer effective care and control. Just a minute. Sir, as we have seen, the statistics shows 15 deaths every minute are caused due to diabetic complications, leading to hyperglycemia, and hyperglycemia are majorly due to insulin mismanagement or the wrong dosage. We researched on why is it so. So right now, glucose measurement and the insulin injection are done separately. A patient first uses glycometer to check their sugar level and often has to manually track their readings recommended by the doctor. Once they know their sugar level, they either inject the insulin in a fixed amount prescribed by the doctor or calculate the needed dose manually. This involves drawing the right amount of insulin from vial into the syringe and adjusting the insulin pen, which can be tough and time consuming process majorly for kids and elderly. To address this challenge, we are proposing all-in-one integrated device. When the patient uses it, they will insert the device into the skin, and the needle, which is equipped with electrodes, will measure the sugar level within seconds. Based on this reading, the device will automatically calculate the required insulin dose and inject it. A beep will notify the insulin device or the patient when the process is complete, so they know it's the time to remove the device. The diabetes access app accompanying the device will make things even easier. It will show the current sugar level, how severe it is, and the exact amount of insulin that was injected, all through a very user-friendly interface. The remind feature of the app will remind the patient of measuring and taking the insulin, ensuring timely monitoring. User can also customize the dosage as prescribed by the doctor. The app will also allow patient to generate reports of their sugar level based on daily, weekly, and monthly activities with an additional AI-powered analytics to spot any trend or potential risk. The app will include a download feature, making it simple for patients to share their information with their doctors. And to ensure the device is reliable, it will go through rigorous stress and accuracy test. If there's ever an issue, both the device and the app will alert the patient right away, ensuring full transparency and safety. We had a great support of our mentors for building and improving our products.
Okay, so we are creating an impact, that is reduction in the hospital admissions. That is reduction in the hospital admissions by around approximately 15 to 20% and saving around 25 to 40,000 per patient on average. It gives us the better management that reduces the fear of emergency situations. Market penetration potential. Right now, the 43.95% of the insulin pain is the potential penetration right now. And we have a market of $7.18 billion. Qualitative impact is we are engaging the patient to achieve the higher adhesion and control. Now, we are improving the lifespan and quality of the life. Using our idea, using our idea, around 5 to 10 years of life can be expected to be increased in long run. In this, we are also having an impact that we are solving the anxiety through reduction and through alerts and reminders. We are having a great impact on the healthcare system, that is a wider reach by online and offline stores. And we are also saving on the healthcare cost. Approximately, we can say like around 50,000 per patient over 5 years we can save. Next. So with this idea, we are not just creating a potential business. We are aiming to save thousands of lives and transform how medical care is administered. Thank you. So we are open to the questions.
What would potentially be the cost of this
Sure,
pen
JC, over
versus
to
a
you.
traditional insulin pen?
Hello. So approximately the cost of the insulin can be around 900 to 1,100.
So, adding on to this point, we have calculated the cost based on the inputs that will be required, be it the insulin cartridge that will be used. We have priced it around 530, be it battery, the electrode fabricated syringe needle, the display, the hard fiber body, PCB, and insulin. So the total cost per unit is approximately 1,150.
And
And
versus a
accordingly, we are planning.
traditional and
Yeah.
versus a traditional insulin pen.
Versus insulin pen, right? Hariom, you want to take that?
Traditional, the one that already exists in the market.
Yeah. So the traditionally available option, that is the glycometer and the separate insulin device, they range around 800 to 1,200. So what we had planned for our devices will be following the razor blade model, which will
Okay, you
give
also
us,
go
yes,
on.
which will give us a potential revenue generation from our devices. Pricing the device at a comparative price, and we can price our cartridges, which are automatically refilled, a little higher.
You mentioned that the overall market potential is 43.95% of the insulin pen market. How did you come to that 43.95%? Just for my reference.
Hello. So we have gone through multiple research papers and research data, so where we have gathered this data that the market for insulin devices and the share of the particular device, which is insulin pen, in the market.
Okay. Pranav?
Two, yeah.
Yeah. So, hi guys. What is the pricing that you're proposing? I missed that. So your cost is 1150, and what's the selling price that you're proposing here?
We are proposing the selling price in between range between 900 to 1,000 something 200, like and using the razor blade model. Like we are keeping our pen at the competitive pricing and keeping some the price of the cartridge around higher to
Explain me your business case. As what's the investment that you're planning? What's the payback? What's the return on investment that you are looking at? Because your deck does not have the business case.
yeah, because like actually it was in the next round, so like we didn't include in the slides right now. So
So for
Sir, we had majorly focused on improving the product and solving the cause. So we had tried to focus on the current issues and what can be the potential solution it can be. For this thing, we had made our product to the best fit, and for the coming rounds and the coming times, we are going through the regression brainstorming on how financially we can make it sustainable.
And have you tried any prototyping of the product? Is there already an existing product in the market on the similar lines?
Sir, we had done a rigorous research on this, and we had come across some scaled model or the prototyping, but none of them were operational. Majorly, all of them are currently in the research phase and not being developed, uh, having been reached yet to the ideation phase.
adding to
Also,
the
also
point, the research has been conducted successfully on the pigs. So if the pigs is similar to the human body itself, so they have conducted it successfully, and yet the product hasn't been launched anywhere in this world, in the world. So definitely it will be very useful. So before launching a product, definitely we will try everything, testing everything on the sample sizing, everything. But definitely this can be a very viable idea.
have you guys heard of the Beto app?
Uh, Saga?
Beato.
No, I haven't heard.
Okay, so it's a good one for you guys to go through. It's a diabetes management app. It's actually created by a friend of mine. Okay, and it's
Okay.
raised about $50 million. okay, over the last couple of years in diabetes management. So obviously the market for diabetes management is significant in the healthcare sector.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
I think I think the crack there was effectively not just looking at one space of diabetes management. So you might have a product, but how that product leads to an end-to-end solution of diabetes management is something for you to consider. So this is less a
So
question
like,
just
so
to help
for
you along.
answering that, what
But
our
I didn't
exact
ask you a
product is.
question. I'm just giving you
Uh,
advice.
yeah,
But anyway,
just I want to add some points if you allow me.
sure.
Yeah, so like what exactly we are doing is we are using glucose sensing technology using the syringe itself. We will be measuring the exact glucose level at that real time and dispense the insulin at the real time itself. And through the app, it will record everything. And using the
You've
app, we have
already said that two times. So
yeah,
is there any new information you're sharing?
just like we will be adding a freemium model also and subscription model also in our app. And in this way we can just create end-to-end device completely using that like doctor connect and everything, and it will be a revenue generation as well in addition.
Thank you for those words. The only point I'm trying to make to you is that do go through that app. It will help
Sure,
you
Yes, sure.
also create a more holistic view into diabetes management. Right now, what you're selling is a product, and you can stick to
yes,
the product. Okay, but the product can't take care of only one aspect of diabetes management on an app. A lot of
hmm,
people are moving to end-to-end healthcare in diabetes, and which is the reason why that guy has been able to raise $50 million. So either you remain a pen,
Okay.
or if you're getting into the app space, you will have to have something which people can't use multiple apps to manage their diseases. Okay, so
correct.
either you will have to be end to end, or you just be the product. Is the only point I
Okay,
was making.
definitely we will note down this.
Good numbers. Definitely.
That's it from me. Pranav, anything else?
Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. What an amazing presentation. Thank you so much, Glycemic Guardians. Now let's move on. The next team is Mithil R. Patel 1234. Can we have you on stage, please? All the best to you.
Alright, let's face it, finding the right architect or the interior designer for your dream project is a challenge, more difficult than it should be. With 100 million homes coming up by at the end of 2030, according to the Economic Times, yet there is no centralized platform for you to find your dream design and a professional that can make it a reality. The problem is clear. Homeowners and small businesses face limited local options, endless design choices which are scattered through platforms, and a tiring process. Meanwhile, service providers struggle with visibility, marketing, and time consuming project management. That's where WinGrid comes in. We're not just another marketplace, we're transforming how clients find the right professional, making it as simple and engaging as a swipe. It's a one-stop solution where you get bunch of verified architects and interior designers to choose from based on your budget, project type, location, etc. If you don't know where to begin with, you're at the right place. You can scan through multiple projects that our architects and verified professionals have done and find the perfect fit for your project via inspiration. You can swipe right on a design that you like, swipe left on the design that you don't like, and then you will get a personal recommendation from our side, the top 3 architects that you should go with. That's not it. You can also book consultation calls, you can schedule appointments, compare architects, compare their quotations, and make the advance payment on our platform to seal the deal. Architects and designers, it's all about business growth. Our algorithm brings in high quality leads, expanded reach beyond local markets, and a chance to build credibility through verified profiles and client feedback. WinGrid generates revenue from multiple streams, ensuring we are always adding value to our users. We have built a robust, scalable revenue model. Through our freemium model, professionals can start for free with premium subscriptions for added visibility. But that's not all. We are also exploring advertising partnerships with building material brands as well. Alright, let's make it exciting. Let's talk numbers. Indian real estate market is expected to touch $1 trillion by 2030.
That means at a macro level, architectural services are in a very promising market. Coming to the architectural services in India, it's $3.5 billion market. And we're trying to serve initially in the first 2 years is a $2.5 million revenue mark per year.
We have already onboarded 25 plus architects, interviewed 50 plus customers, and matched 3 clients with professionals in our MVP, and this is just the beginning. The cherry on the cake, one of our team members, an architect turned educator, Priya, has already generated 20 lakh plus revenue in the past 18 months with her tech startup in the same space.
First of all, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. I think we would just love to dive right deep.
Right. So this slide shows how WinGrid segments architects based on their experience to serve better serve clients. Right. For example, architects with less than 2 years of work experience, right, they will focus mostly on 2D and 3D modeling. They cater to freelancers, startups, and young homeowners looking for some basic design support. Now, coming next to 2 to 5 years of work experience, right, they add data visualization along with 2D and 3D modeling, right? And they start to work with small families and boutique developers, right, who need customized design solutions in growing urban areas. Now, next, moving on to architects with 5 to 10 years, take on full residential projects, right? Healthcare facilities, they cater to established homeowners and basically real estate developers, right? Providing end-to-end project execution. Now, finally, coming up to the mammoth of the entire industry, that is architects with around 10 plus years of experience who are basically have converted themselves into firms, right? They manage complex commercial projects for high net worth individuals, corporates, and healthcare providers, delivering high-end scalable solutions. This segmentation ensures every architect is matched to the right project.
I'll now take you through how we are penetrating into the market. We have two stakeholders to cater to. First, being the homeowners and business owners. We plan to generate leads through three forms. First, contact with top property listing websites and Vastu consultants to generate leads. We're already in touch with these partners, having around 17.4 million views per month. We're also focusing on organic and performance marketing with educational content, with exclusive property tours with top professionals. The second stakeholder we have are, of course, our professionals. As of now, we have two sources, which are university alumni and students, covering freshers to top professionals. We have around 800 professionals ready to get onboarded on our platform.
So our net projection for the year one is approximately 1 crore 45 lakh, keeping a download increasing rate of 20% quarter on quarter, aggressively onboarding at 50% and subscriber rate being 5%. Our projection for years two is 500 subscribed users with around 4 CR of revenue, and the year three will be approximately 600 to 700 subscribers with 5 to 5.5 CR of revenue. So let's move to the long-term vision of what we see WinGrid in the future. So essentially, the problem with the marketplace is it's a small business, hence, and it's a new business because users are right now learning how to trust the online platforms with their projects. So essentially, what we want to do is capture the market and capture the value at different stages. First of all, we're going to enter with the marketplace where we're gonna understand and the user needs, connect them with the right professional, and then we're going to move on to the execution part and ultimately the building material part, where the real value lies. Thank you.
Coming on to the team that will make it happen. Right. Coming on to the team. All right.
So should we continue or?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you can complete.
So if you see so you're not a live space, I would
Please go ahead.
assume,
Can you hear us?
where you are, doing it yourself. You're more
Mute.
a no broker, where you're connecting, two sets of people perhaps to each other. I think the one challenge that you will face is that a lot of people connect, but they then connect offline from your platform. It's a regular challenge in marketplace connectivity platforms, wherein you will make that initial connection and then they'll say, okay, why should we give a margin, to the platform separately baat kar lete, and you will have only the tech solution and because you're not a lift space, you will not have a large on ground fleet to manage these relationships. So how do you see yourself circumventing that challenge?
Sir, you've captured the perfect challenge when it comes to a marketplace. So essentially, we're posed as a marketplace, but we're a lead generation platform. So we're on a zero commission model. We don't take any charges from the customer side. You come on a platform, choose your architect for free, choose a professional for free. Where we take paid monthly subscription from architects based on their years of experience and what they're catering to. So essentially, the problem with architects, young architects, is they don't make enough money to pay us enough. So we've kept them at a very low 5K per month subscription fee, essentially for 2D and 3D modeling, which are administrative tasks. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is the disintermediation will not happen because we are a zero commission model. And on the other hand, companies like LiftSpace take 30% commission on each project, where disintermediation can be a major problem.
Yeah, but the only challenge is that, like, and how many architects were you thinking of onboarding onto the platform?
Sir, so right now, where I come from a plywood and laminate industry for the past 5 years, essentially, uh, we, uh, me, we have an architect on board in our team and Mithil Patel. All of us have a network of approximately 600 to 800 architects ready to get onboarded. Uh, we've reached out to more than 70 architects right now as of today, out of which 69 architects were ready to get onboarded right now. Essentially, because they don't have a centralized platform where they can market themselves, where they can showcase their projects, where they can stand out. So it's just
Yeah. So,
how many
so
architects we can reach out to.
no, got it. So let's say it's 1,000 architects that you have on the platform. Okay, so 1,000 into 5,000 rupees is.
So just to correct you, 5,000 is just for the basic fee. Essentially, our main goal is 10K per month. So essentially,
Take it
architects from
10K,
2
yeah,
to
take
10.
it at 20K. I don't mind. What?
Right,
Tell
right,
me
right.
how much is 1,000 into 10,000 then?
Sir, it's a 1 CR monthly recurring revenue for us.
So let's say it's 10 to 12 CR in a year coming from this, and then there's some advertising, okay, that certain companies do. Now my challenge is, okay, and we've seen how much is not then talent side, it's consumer side. Okay, so
Correct.
effectively, the amount of investments that you will have to do to get a critical mass of consumers to interface with your site is something that will potentially be a challenge. If you see the amount of ad spends that a Live Space or a No Broker or all of these type of brands have done, you will easily get outvoiced in the market with
Correct.
let's say revenue potential of between 10 to 20 crores. I think a lot of these people have been plonking a good 200 to 250 crores just into advertising to be able to generate consumer traction, right? So that's a challenge to consider. All of these are supremely unprofitable businesses. Sometimes the logic of them elude me when your turnover is 1,000 crore and your loss is 800 crores. Okay, Pranav likes those businesses, not so much me. Okay.
Sir,
But I think
es-
that's a challenge that I see in your model. I think there needs to be more revenue generation aspects to be able to drive enough consumers through marketing spends, or you'll struggle right out the
sir,
bat.
you've got our biggest challenge right now was lead generation. So to cater to this, right now we're in talks with some of the biggest property listing firms and property dealers, uh, plus Vastu consultants, because essentially these are the two touch points right before a person is in need of architects and interior designers. So once they have the lead, they're going to sell the lead to us, and we're going to forward the lead forward. Essentially, the lead generation platform, we did not want it to be a cash burning model. Hence, we're approaching in a more creative way. How can we get those leads without burning a lot of cash on marketing? So essentially, we're aiming to partner up with these property listing websites who get approximately 17.4 million views a month, sir. Even if the qualified leads are 2 to 3%, they are huge. That's a huge amount of leads and very diverse set of leads, essentially. And sir, for reference, advertisement revenue, just to give you some reference, there was this
Why
Matisha
would they
exhibition
tie
that
up with
happened.
you?
What, sir?
Why would they tie up with you? These property listing, because they're all
Sir,
losing a ton of money. They'd want to make some
so
money off you as well, right?
correct, correct. Sir, yeah.
I'll take this, sir. So why these companies would tie up with us is because they would like to advertise to their consumers. I mean, most of these companies are like 99 acres, right? Magic bricks or square yards. They can tell to their consumers who are buying property from them that we provide an end-to-end solution, right? And they could definitely recommend going to us. And for a homeowner, we are completely free of cost, right? It's the architect that we are charging a premium for, right? So they would come, they would swipe through the designs, and they would envision what their ideal dream house would look like. This entire idea banks on the thing that 88% of people in the world buy their house only once, right? Because the in tier 1 cities, basically, because the loan agreement is way too high, right? So obviously they would want a very good a house which enlists their vision of what an ideal dream space should be, right? So that's why these companies would definitely market us, because they would so that they could tell their consumers that we provide an end-to-end service.
So then your only differentiator would be the quality of the architect that you have on board. Okay, which you are also saying is largely a younger set of people. So the 500-600 architects that you have on board, because let's say if I was 99 acres, I'll listen to you and I will replicate you in 2 weeks and just provide it on my site versus advertising you as a separated entity, okay, with your own ambitions of fundraise, or I'll just buy you over. But that's the best case
So,
scenario.
so the exit is possible. Why? I'll tell you why they would not get into it, because it's too small of a business for them. It's not worth investing so much in like 2 weeks and getting these architects doing that manpower. So if you see right now, this marketplace is a way for us to get into a mammoth of an industry, that is the execution and building material. Sir, these architects, interior designers, and clients, these two stakeholders control this entire industry. Traditional raw material companies spends lakhs and crores of rupees for on-ground staff that visits construction sites, that tries to find clients, that tries to make rapport with the architects good. So essentially, if we have this data, we're going to use data-driven decision making, understand where the demand is generating in India, understand which markets which we should penetrate in, and we control the demand. If we want to get into West Bengal, we advertise especially for that area. We advertise especially more. We get more clients to those architects and generate demand for our raw material. So it's a long term. So like a great saying, we overestimate what we can do in a year, but underestimate what we can do in a decade. So that's the philosophy we're going for. This entire, imagine a seamless platform where a customer finds the architect, have an option to outsource the execution, can order the raw material on the same platform, and the architect gets a cut of the building material or the execution every time. So essentially, it's integrate the seamless commission and reward system in the same platform. The architects are happy, customers are happy, and we make money.
No, sorry, a lot of time.
No, JC. So what I understand you guys bring on table fundamentally is the number of subscribers that you can get, the number of architects you can onboard, and two, your tech platform. Both of the skills are really not something that you represent. It's very easy to replicate those skills. To get a tech platform, obviously there's a diamond isn't lying there. To go and get more architects onboarded, again, that's as JC said, if any of these large players decide to get them onboarded. So I'm not very clear how will you scale this up. Yeah, one option is that yeah, you build up X thousand, 100,000 architects and then create a mass and then try and sell it to someone. But otherwise, I don't see a big potential, revenue potential here, or at least I'm missing something here.
Sir, I'll tell you how the scaling part is honestly the easy part. Uh, why? Because essentially it's the amount of architects we have to. we have to get. So you're right. This is a very replicable model. What our moat is and how we differentiate ourselves from all of the marketplaces right now. First, we cater to two kind of customers. First, aspirants, and second, who are generally looking for professionals. Uh, Now, it's the network effect. So essentially, the architects that we onboard, we're gonna ensure from our back end then there's a healthy mix. Suppose you want to build a restaurant, you've bought a commercial property, but you don't know how to go forward with it. You come on a restaurant, search restaurants, and you're gonna get all the restaurants that architects, interior designers pan India have done. You can select through the inspiration that you like. You can select your architect. Essentially, there's a huge use case when it comes to the MSME segment and the business segment. So diversity is one moat that we'll stand by.
Right, and I will take from here. And sir, what we are banking on is the desperate cry of help from the architecture field itself. Because if you take any 100 architects, you will find 71.33% which is doing completely freelancing, right? Because architectural firms don't pay that much, even after having 5 years of work experience into the field, into doing corporate jobs. They are still getting 50,000 per month as salary, right? After 5 years of work experience. So that's why 71.3% go for freelancing, which is completely network driven, right? So they don't have a perfect platform to advertise them on. So LinkedIn is not the platform for them to get their portfolios enlisted and everything. This is where we are banking on key more and more architects will come and join us at one point.
Basically, trying to be a practice of this world.
Yeah, you kind of say that, yes.
Okay. JC, I don't have any questions here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, sir.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, team, for that. Now, before moving on to the next team, let's allow a minute to our jury to complete scoring the other teams. While they make their assessments, let us have some fun. We'll have an interesting trivia questions about Reliance. All you need to do is try to guess the answers in the comment section. The first person to answer correctly gets our amazing TUP merchandise. So, are you ready? Let's go ahead. Okay, awesome. We have the winner with us, who is Prachi Gupta. Prachi Gupta. Congratulations, Prachi. Why don't you go on to our social media handles or reach out to support@unstorm.com for your surprise gift. Okay, now let's move on to the next team. We have Excel Mafia from Xavier School of Management XLRI. Team, can we have you on stage, please?
हाँ भैया, तो ये आपका डेली बेसिस पे कितना वेस्टेज होता होगा सामान का आपके स्टोर में?
स्टोर में हमारा सामान ग्रुप सेक्टर में मोटामोटी 15 से 20% और अदर आइटम में 5%। भैया कम से कम 20%।
डेली बेसिस में मान लीजिए 100% पे 10% वेस्ट होता है।
जो वेजिटेबल जो कुछ भी वेस्ट होता है उसका
कम करना पड़ता है। लगता मुझे नहीं आया, कस्टमर नहीं हो पा रहा, उनको हटा देते।
अगर वो फ्रीज से बाहर हुआ उसके बाद भी वो थोड़ा सा कंडीशन को खराब है तो नहीं चला।
Thank you.
These stories are more common than you would imagine. Did you know that 1/3 of all the food in the world is wasted every year? In India alone, over 68.7 million tons of food is wasted every year, and out of which 11.9 million tons of food waste comes from restaurants, cafes, grocery stores, and caterers. This food waste generates as much CO2 as 10,000 cars do in a year. The problem is clear, but the solution is within reach. That's where Saver comes in. Saver is an app designed to reduce food waste by connecting restaurants, cafes, and grocery stores with consumers who want affordable, convenient meals with the option to deliver right to their homes. It's simple. Businesses list their surplus food, consumers browse and purchase through the app at a discount, and Saver's delivery partners bring the food right to their doorstep. In this way, businesses reduce waste, recover some costs, and consumers get convenient, budget-friendly meals. Everyone wins. But the impact of Saver goes beyond just selling surplus food. Unsold food that remains can also be donated to NGOs through the app. Let's take a closer look at how Saver works. Upon opening the app, users are greeted with a simple interface. They can browse unsold food from nearby restaurants, cafes, and grocery stores, all available at discounted prices. Once they find a meal they like, it's as easy as selecting it, choosing a delivery time, and checking out. The potential is enormous. With food waste valued at 92,000 crores annually in India alone, Saver targets a significant portion of this, especially the 10.2 thousand crore in the HoReCa sector. Even with just 1.5% market penetration, Saver has the opportunity to capture 150 crore in value. In the future, we'll partner with corporate cafeterias, wedding planners, and large event caterers to redistribute surplus food on a larger scale. Saver is more than just an app, it's a movement. A movement that turns food waste into opportunity. Together, we can save food, empower communities, and build a more sustainable future. Thank you.
Okay, we'll start the presentation. So, good afternoon, esteemed jury. I'm excited to introduce Saver, a platform that tackles two key problems for two distinct groups. First, for urban millennials and young professionals who are constantly seeking affordable, high-quality meals that saves them time and fits their budget. Second, other restaurants and grocery stores who deal with unsold food that turns into waste, leading to loss of revenue. Saver offers a practical solution where consumers get access to discounted surplus meal either to delivery or pickup, while businesses can turn their unsold inventory into a new revenue stream. Our launch strategy is simple. Platform development and partnerships in the first 3 months, a test launch within 6 months to refine operations, followed by a full rollout to more cities in 12 months. By month 18, we'll introduce loyalty programs and subscriptions to drive repeat usage. Our business case capitalizes on retail's vast retail and logistic network, including JioMart and Denso covering over 200 plus cities with access to over 2.8K plus Reliance fresh and smart stores. We're tapping into a 10,000 crore plus market of surplus food. Now, let's take a deeper look into how Saver will go focus on its pricing and model feasibility. We offer self-pickup and home delivery options with an average order value threshold of Rs 450 for profitability. Delivery fees will initially be charged at 36 rupees within a 4.5 kilometer radius and Rs 10 per kilometer beyond that. Revenue shall mainly come from two streams. First, 20 to 25% commission basis from partner orders, and second will be ad revenue stream from video and banner ads embedded in the app. With no warehousing cost and a focus on real-time inventory syncing, Saver operates efficiently by outsourcing delivery. This reduces risk and ensures we only handle food that can be sold, allowing for quick monetization. Now let's take a look at our financial projections, showing how scalable Saver is. We expect to break even in 2.3 years, with an NPV projected about ballpark of 88 crores over 5 years and an exit revenue of 180 crore by 5th year. Revenue will grow by 10x from 17 crores in first year to about 180 in year 5th, with EBITDA turning positive in third year. These projections are based on benchmarking data from leading competitors active in the food delivery space, demonstrating that our model is both competitive and robust in terms of revenue generation. Now, lastly, let's look at the Saver's business model canvas. We'll establish key partnerships with logistics depending on Reliance Retail, JioMart, while restaurants and grocery stores provide the surplus inventory. Our main value prop will be providing affordable surplus food at a discount, turning what would be into waste into profitable sales for businesses and cheap quality meals for our consumers. Revenue streams, we generate income mainly through commissions, delivery ads, and platform fee. So by engaging urban millennials who seek affordable options and utilizing our infrastructure, Saver is positioned for an efficient, scalable growth. So I would like to end with saying that with a clear focus on helping businesses turn their surplus waste into revenue and providing consumers with high quality affordable meals, Saver is poised in becoming one-stop solution for your surplus food handling needs in the market. Thank you so much.
Hi guys. Can you define what surplus food means? We keep using the word waste, which makes me not want to go onto the Saver website. So let's just call it surplus. Stop using the word waste, because who wants to order food waste? So can you define what surplus actually means? So let's say in the grocery sector, okay, what does surplus mean? What is defined as surplus?
Okay, so I would like to take that. Basically, what we mean by surplus is the food that is not yet expired but is nearing its expiry date quickly or in some time, and the grocery shop owner or the restaurant owner feels that he or she will not be able to sell that inventory in the time before it gets expired. So what we will do is that we can provide them a platform to list that surplus food which is still perfectly fresh and perfectly good to eat and safe to eat, and then we can offer that at a discounted rate to the consumers.
And how many days prior to expiry do you see this working? Because you're because let's say as a grocery owner, it's tough to take those decisions real time,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
let's say if it can't be on it's expiring the next day, let's list it, let's put it
Right.
up. A lot of people are doing it in F&B, right? So at the end of the day, at 10 p.m., bakery products are available at 50% off, right? You're just trying to see how you can make that into an online model. But
Yes.
I think the challenge is the requirement of somebody to be on the ball, okay, interfacing with your site and listing products on an ongoing basis as well, right?
Right. So during the off-peak hours, especially when there is not a lot of traffic, and particularly around 1 or 2 days before the expiry, we would suggest, like we would create a complete SOP of how to go about this, wherein we would standardize the entire process of when it should be listed, what duration before expiry, how to list the same, and also we would make the platform much more easy to use and accessible for the vendors as well, so that they can easily list the platform. And yes, it would require some amount of effort from the vendor side as well to list whatever grocery and surplus food that they have. But they would also be getting a hefty amount of hefty amount of money from food that would elsewhile have got into waste. So I think that sort of a cost benefit analysis works well for them as well.
Pranav?
So in terms of products, you looking at both the finished goods, as in the finally finished restaurant surplus, as well as the grocery.
Yeah.
Okay. And what will be your revenue out of this? How do you charge for this?
We charge a commission to the restaurants and grocery stores on a per order basis. So, for example, if a user orders 100 rupees worth from a restaurant, we will take 20 to 25 rupees from that, and that is the major source of revenue. Aside from that, we will also charge some amount of ad revenue for the for the from the vendors if they want to apply for the same. So, these are the major two revenue streams.
And who will bear the delivery costs? That's it to be charged. Will you bear? Will you tie up for delivery? How will the delivery happen?
So we will tie up with third-party logistics, and the delivery cost will be borne by the customers. So we have also given a split. So, for example, if the customer is ordering from uh, the, huh. if the customer is ordering from say 5 kilometers, he or she will be charged a base fee of 36 rupees and plus 5 rupees extra for the zero point 0.5 extra kilometers. So that cost will be borne by the customer.
Okay. And you envisaging not more than 20 lakh rupees a year as your marketing spend. How do you propose to promote your platform?
Um, Manali, can you take that? Manali, you're on mute.
You are on mute, Manali. You're not audible. You are on mute.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
So you budgeting a marketing cost of 20 lakh rupees per year, going all the way up to fifth year, where you're saying max you will spend is 30 lakh rupees on marketing. So how do you propose to promote your platform with such a small marketing budget?
So we have our financials. What we've done is we've broken down the marketing spend, which is we are trying to promote it online mainly. Since it's an online app, we've taken 15% of the fifth year profit as the online spend, and we'll be doing this on a recurring basis every year. So this will be through digital ads, search engine optimization, and certain reels and ad campaigns which we'll run online itself. What we're hoping is, since this will be availed by millennial segments, therefore the word of mouth publicity will also help us along with the restaurants, and we can, while giving the POS setup. So here we have included, during the onboarding, with our technical integration, we'll give the restaurant certain assets to use, like how food delivery apps have their own tapes or package boxes. Like that, those assets will also allow us to spread the word that Savor is out for delivery and for
And I
pickup.
experienced most of this new concept platforms end up spending a lot more on marketing for some years, which is probably more than the revenue that they generate. I feel marketing budget, what you're envisaging is probably low. You're trying to meet your bottom line target. That's my question. You also have a very high onboarding cost. And what's an onboarding cost?
Yeah, so two things. The first thing is, what we had seen was, for the traditional food delivery apps, they had to establish the entire structure. So we were thinking that it would take slightly lower, but I understand we might have underestimated it a little bit. The second thing was the onboarding cost. What we're assuming is we will have to onboard individual restaurants while onto the platform, to get them onto a platform, list their items. So per restaurant, how much will we onboard is what we've taken into consideration.
Also, let's say on the year one, on a 17 crore sales revenue, you're saying your onboarding cost will be 18 crores. So what consists? I mean, are you planning to hire feet on street? Is this the cost of hiring people who will go around onboarding restaurant? 18 crores sounds a little high for the revenue that
Yeah.
you're generating.
Yeah, so essentially we've broken our onboarding cost into, like you said, the sales teams. So what we're assuming is, sales teams will have to onboard the restaurant, and then also maintain relationships with the restaurant. So their salaries, the different spends that they'll have during their travel. Along with that, we will have to ensure the safety and quality standards are maintained by the restaurant. So we will need some spend for that. The technical integration to actually onboard the restaurant onto their app, to provide their menu onto the app, and the POS system integration has to happen. And finally, for the sales team, we've kept some amount of incentives basis the number of restaurants, because if you can see our onboarding of restaurants is pretty high. So we would like to grow pretty fast in the first couple of years to achieve profitability. So that's why we've kept an incentive bonus as well.
I though don't understand how restaurants will save, simply because let's say everything is made a la carte, right? So you do an order, there's something lying in the back, you chop up some onions, you chop up some tomatoes, you put it into a frying pan and create a dish, right? So I don't understand the concept of wastage so much in a restaurant concept, unless you're saying it's a buffet type of five-star, action. And I would like to believe that, no, let's say major, high-end restaurant would want to be part of something, of this concept will largely be mid-tier restaurant. So I don't, again, my question earlier was related to grocery, but from a restauranting perspective, I don't understand the concept of surplus as it stands right now. So how do you define surplus from a restauranting concept becomes my question.
Okay, can I take this team?
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially when we describe surplus, we went to restaurants and we actually asked them what is the procedure of their food consumption, what do they do with the leftovers, and leftovers means good quality food that they just haven't been able to sell for the day. If they've made something according to an estimate, then there'll be some amount of food that they weren't able to sell for the day, and it can't be used the next day, but it's perfectly good to consume on that day. So that is what we have defined as surplus. And like you rightly pointed out, there are a lot of mid-tier restaurants as well that we would like to target, because this will lead to a big
Again, but I don't
food wastage.
understand the food category of surplus. So I understand bakery being surplus,
Mhm.
right? So breads don't go to the next day or donuts don't go to the next day, and we see bakeries doing that. But particularly at a restaurant, I still do not understand the concept of surplus that exists. So again, can you define surplus for me?
Can
So
I
when you
try to
spoke
take?
to the restaurants, what did they say was surplus?
Right. So, particularly, you're right about restaurants such as a QSR outlet, maybe like Domino's. So, they won't have a lot of surplus food because they are basically making on the basis of what the orders that they are getting are. But for certain restaurants, they make a lot of food in the morning during the peak hours, where they believe that a certain footfall of customers would come, and a lot of times the this food that they have made in bulk does not get utilized completely, and this is the food that we are going to be targeting, the food that gets left after the peak hours for restaurants are over. So during off peak hours, particularly after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, these are the times where the restaurants would have some certain amount of surplus food left. So that is essentially the food that we are talking about.
If I may add to that point, for example, if a small cafe, unknown, unbranded cafe, makes pizzas, they need to buy a pizza base 1 day, 2 day in advance, and that pizza base has an expiry of, let's say, 3 days. But at the end of 2 days, if the that small cafe has a good amount of pizza bases left, which they haven't been able to sell, they will that is surplus food for them. Since they are not getting the customers, we will get the right customers for them at a lower cost for the customers, so that they will be able to sell those pizza bases at a lower cost.
So that I'm buying the pizza bases, not the pizzas.
Okay. So also when we spoke to to the restaurants, they specifically mentioned a couple of dishes. Like there was one restaurant that said that there was chili chicken leftover, there was rajma leftover. So we know that there is a surplus. Like we have gone to different restaurants and checked that this is the surplus
I
that
know,
they
but
have, because
I
they
think
have to
it's just
prep.
that the order value that you're taking at 450 rupees.
Mhm.
Okay, this is a price value consumer. Okay, wanting things for cheap.
Hmm.
Okay, and from mid-tier restaurants. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm looking at maybe single people who want to spend 70-80 bucks and get lunch or dinner versus a evolved consumer who for a meal will spend 450 rupees, which means what happens is your unit economics then don't make sense, because when you are charging 36 rupees as transportation fee, you're charging 20% to the restaurant, okay, in terms of your margin. Okay, the unit economics of it all, okay, maybe don't settle in
Right.
as well as so my question, I would believe, and I may be wrong, okay, we should probably, do you have an idea of how much the average order value is on Zomato or Swiggy?
Yes, yes, we
Right.
So
So
do.
can
we
I
have
take this?
written it in the
Let me
Excel
take this.
itself. Huh.
Let me take this question. So the 450 that we have mentioned over there in our pricing strategy is just that it is the cutoff mark where we will enable delivery. The actual AOV that we have taken in our pricing calculations is much lower than that. It's around 170 or 175. So as you can see on the screen, so that is the AOV that we are estimating, and because we have taken the cutoff point as 450 for delivery, because below that price point doing food delivery on lower ticket items would mean that we would be incurring losses per delivery. So just for
No,
that,
then the guy has to come pick it up.
yeah, so that is a pickup model. Below 450, the guy has to come and pick it up. So the restaurant will
But then
prioritize
the whole
the
concept of that guy, the whole concept
right.
of that guy, okay, wants to sit at home and wants cheap food to come to him, okay,
Hmm.
gets, defeated. Okay, you also have to realize that people who are getting into this are traditionally lazy. Okay, to, let's say if I'm a student, okay, I can then go down to the local, South Indian shop and have an idli, okay, and go home, versus searching online, seeing things within a 5 kilometer radius, then go to that restaurant on my bike, pick it up, bring it back home, and then eat it. Okay,
Right.
it's still conceptually just not settling in the restauranting business. I think there's greater value to be achieved to tie up with large supermarket chains and actually look at grocery, as a concept versus restauranting. I don't see a lot of mid-tier restaurants having the time and effort at 11 p.m. at night saying mera rajma reh gaya, mera chili chicken reh gaya after dinner, and then stay open for another 2 hours trying to sell that rajma and chili chicken, rather just put it in a freezer and sell people yesterday's chili chicken, versus trying to sell it off online or wait for people to come pick it up.
Okay.
It's just
Can I address this if my way? So the point is, suppose you're saying that the cost being very high, 450. So what you have done is we've broken down into two segments, right? If it's within kilometer, the app itself will say, okay, you can pick it up from these stores basis it's in the radar of 1.5 to 2 kilometers. And you just said that restaurants will have to bone the cost of not just the packing वगैरह, but they have to wait extra. It's not the case. So they will just basically have this amount of surplus on a daily basis where they can say itna 10% वगैरह is left, and basis that they can say I can keep a buffer time between 2 hours, supposing you can pick up
I understand
anytime
all of
or
that.
will.
All I'm saying is that the whole concept of food delivery works on making people's lives easier, okay, and cheaper. Okay, you're not making people's lives easier, is the only point that I'm making. You might be making it cheaper, but you also have to then figure out what is that level of cheapness if you are actually charging the restaurant 25%, okay, platform fee as well.
Agreed.
Mm,
This
yes.
certainly does not have that level of convenience for the lower cost, because then our unit economics for delivery at a lower ticket price won't allow us to become profitable. That is why we had kept that 450 mark. And I think the main target customer is the budget conscious office goer and people like that. So for them, maybe while they're coming back from office, they can see what the restaurants are that are having the surplus food, and they can straight away pick it up from there. That is the concept we were thinking, but yes, it would not offer that level of convenience.
Thank you. I don't have any
Yeah.
further questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, team, for that amazing performance and a very unique idea of sorts. So I think let's go ahead and it's time for another trivia quiz. Let's allow our jury one more minute while they complete the scoring of the teams that they've seen so far. Can we have the trivia questions, please, on the screen? Great. So we have a winner with us, and his name is Ansh Garg. Congratulations, Ansh. Why don't you reach out to support at the unstop.com, or reach out on our social media handle, and we'll take it ahead from there for your goodies. Uh, Now, let me welcome the last but not the least. Uh, team of the day, which is Inside Out from I am Kashipur.
Hi, I'm Yash Kulkarni. As part of a project last month, I got to interact with many business owners in the MSME sector. While discussing the various challenges that they face, I came across some striking revelations. Although many MSMEs aspire to enter the global markets, they struggle to understand foreign regulations, demand trends, geopolitical risks, etc., to take a step towards building a truly international business. My observation from primary and secondary research was that this problem is widespread with no feasible solution. The available information is quite fragmented and not present in the vernacular. Newspapers in local languages, which are the primary source of information for such business owners, are hyper localized. The business and foreign news reported on them fail to provide any real insight. To solve this, my idea is to build a one-stop portal for all MSMEs called Vyapar Vani. अब होगा विदेश में व्यापार अपनी भाषा में. The name signifies that business is the only language a business person needs to know to succeed. This portal will help them become export ready by democratizing knowledge and providing them insights into various aspects of business such as marketing, finance, operations, etc. Using an AI based multilingual machine translation model, the entire portal can be translated into the language of their choice at the click of a button. Along with this, a chatbot will be deployed to make it interactive and easy to use. My vision is to empower MSMEs by breaking the language barriers and providing them with all the essential tools and resources to thrive. I also have a strong business case for Vyapar Vani. It will be a freemium model with tiered subscriptions where industry specific premium services will be offered with detailed reports, market insights, and much more. One of the main motives behind this platform is to bring about a social change. So, base services will still be offered freely but with ads, partnering with brands for sponsored ads, and charging companies to publish sponsored articles or webinars on topics such as financing, logistics, digital marketing that provide them with value is an effective source of revenue. As the registrations increase, aggregated data on MSME behavior, trends, and needs can be anonymized and sold to businesses, financial institutions, and market research firms who want insights into MSME sector. By combining these monetization strategies, a diversified revenue stream can be built, ensuring that it is not only solving the problems of MSMEs but also sustaining itself as a business. Vyaparvani is an honest effort to make the lives of business owners in this sector easier and contribute towards nation building. Thank you. Hello. So, MSMEs are rightly considered the backbone of India's economic future. With over 6 crore registered enterprises, this sector is the second largest employer after agriculture, employing over 12 crore people. It boasts of contributing approximately 30% to India's GDP and 45% to India's total exports. But only 1% of all registered units claim to be engaging in exports. After extensive primary and secondary research, two major problems were highlighted: fragmentation of information and lack of availability in the vernacular. Hence, to solve for this problem, I propose a one-stop portal, Vyapar Vani. अब होगा विदेश में व्यापार अपनी भाषा में. The end goal of this endeavor is to make each and every business in India export ready. So there is a strong social change case for my platform. The first and the primary is democratizing knowledge. Also, this will reduce the rural and urban economic balance as it will provide equal opportunities for all business to grow. It will also promote digital adoption through e-commerce, digital marketing, automation, etc. It will also reduce poverty and provide many employment opportunities across India. Also, my long term vision with this is to create it as a collaborative and community based platform, something like LinkedIn, but for MSMEs, which will help strengthen the community and bond. It is also to encourage export growth and to make people more informed on foreign regulations, demand trends, geopolitical risk, etc., to make more better business decisions. Also, the business case for Vyaparvani is quite strong. I introduce a freemium model at first as my main motive is social change. Hence, some basic features will be available for free, but with ads. The advertising revenue has a large scope to generate high revenue from monetizing that channel. Also, we can leverage the MSME's data who register on our platform. Although MSMEs are registered on government platforms, there is no one specific data that is industry specific and that can give you additional knowledge on the entire sector. Also, through paid contents and webinars, people can access our platform to promote themselves, by which we can generate additional revenue. It will also provide an opportunity as a networking platform for MSMEs to interact, collaborate, and form partnerships. For this, a premium version of our software will be available. Also, we are deciding to partner up with SIDCs, state industrial development corporations, and many more sectors like SEZs to further increase this motive. So this is a basic prototyping of Vyaparvani and the features that it will offer. It will be a curated information hub providing all information from regulation to how they can market themselves, with a vernacular translation model, with many available business guides, resources, and one of the main features to make it interactive and easy to use is the chatbot feature called Ask Vani, so people can easily interact with it. That's all. Thank you.
Pranav, you want to go first? Okay. You haven't mentioned a business model in all of this, so can you just elaborate a little bit on that? How do you see your revenue and cost structures over a period of time?
Yes, sir. So, essentially, the costing will be of creating the AI model, but that won't be significant as there are already open source models such as Facebook M2M100, which can translate up to 100 languages. So, I'll build on that first, focusing on the five biggest markets for MSMEs, which are Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and UP, which account for 40% of MSMEs. So at the start, I'm not targeting entire India. It will be a one by one thing. And the major thing that I aspire to do is to curate the business knowledge for someone sitting maybe in an area where information is not so accessible, but they still want to export, they want to expand their business. So it will be a freemium model where some basic information like some news that is available but not in the vernacular, so that can be offered free, but then more industry specific things, market research, trade reports, etc., will be more premium features which will be paid. And the long term vision with it is to actually create a LinkedIn like platform where then people can collaborate and market their business in a better way to create a brand for themselves. So that is the basic model.
Yeah, but let's say I have to export to the US as an
Yep.
example. Okay,
Yep.
there are various legislations. New York will work maybe different from Los Angeles, just as an example. Okay, how do you create the knowledge base to be able to convert it into? So I understand the vernacularity of the knowledge, but how do you create the knowledge base that actually takes care of the meat of the platform? How do you collect all
So,
of that?
yep. So the basic point is that each and every information that is required for a business to become export ready is already available. We did not need to work on that. The only thing is making it available in the vernacular, and one of the main features is the chatbot feature. So what I am trying to propose for people who are not adept with the entire knowledge is you need not read each and everything in detail. You can just ask the chatbot that what are the regulations, and it can summarize in a short way, so you just get a better understanding of the market, what are the regulations. And then if you wish to continue, if you wish to go deeper, then there are additional features that are being made available. So that's to make it easier, to make it summarize. Like people use chat gpt, they always cannot go on Google, find out everything, read each and everything, but chat gpt really summarizes it in a very easy way. So that is the main entry point for which I'm targeting users, that it is accessible in a very easy way and in your language. So those are the two main things.
Okay. Pranav, any question?
Yeah, actually, I'm not very clear on what's your value proposition or what's the void you're trying to fill here. You're
Okay.
fundamentally saying that there there's a businessman out there who does not understand English, and you're going to help him with information in his local language. But that he could very well do on any search engine and do a translate. Or I don't see that to be a big differentiator. So what is it that you're bringing on table is not clear. That's point number one. Point number two, all you're offering is you're aggregating information from multiple places. You're not creating any primary source of information. So you're just bringing in information, creating some buttons for people to press and present that into a vernacular language. So your USP is that I'll offer you something in vernacular language. That seems to be the USP because information is anyway out there in the public domain. Uh, Not being convinced about how will you scale this? What is it that? How will you attract businessmen? And first of all, anybody who wants to do an exports business, they'll find somebody to help them with a foreign language. I today Indians do export to Germany or France, not knowing that language, but they figure out. So, uh, what do you bring on table, and how do you create that need?
So, sir, although all of those things are available, it's not about someone wants to export and obviously, if someone wants to export, they can figure it out. But the thing is, people don't know where they can export. Like a person, so in my local area, there is a person who sells frozen peas, but he doesn't know if the frozen peas demand is there in some other country. When we speak about exporting, it's always the big countries like France, Germany, US, but no one talks about the small countries like Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Africa. Those are the really small countries that people miss out on. So I'm focusing on creating a knowledge base for the people to know that their product is exportable, there is demand. If there is demand, I'm trying to educate them on that part first, and then slowly provide them with the resources that if you want to continue, what else will you need. And also, sir, on the vernacular part, it's not just some click of the button. So it is actually a sophisticated software, and it's not just in one language, right? I'm trying to replicate it in many language. And today, with the availability of abundance in information, what really matters is curation. Because that's why people go to colleges to obtain degrees, right? Degree is one part of it, but then if you want to learn something, there are hundreds of different sources. But in a college, there is a course that is curated for you to learn it step by step, and not that all the information is bombarded upon you. So curation is really one USP of this part. And also, at start, I can collaborate with various newspapers and news websites to do so, where newspapers have a functionality where according to the number of news one accesses, I have to pay. I don't have to pay for the access of the entire newspaper content. So it's not that I have to pay a lot of money at once. It is in small chunks of money. So that is one thing. And as we scale up, I'll try to also incorporate original content, incorporating many people that may have the knowledge in vernacular and may not be so adept in transferring their knowledge to English or maybe any other language. So that is the main USP. Curation is the main USP, and the additional facility that I'm providing is it's in your vernacular. So I'm basically making it very easy to use and very convenient. I'm not giving the consumer additional touch points that they have to do a lot of brain work. Everything is in their mobile phone or in their computer. That's it.
On
One
your
stop
point number
platform for one stop.
one, your point number
Yeah.
one, where you're saying that you will help them identify a demand for frozen peas in, let's say, Kazakhstan. How will you do that?
So, there are many trade reports, market research analysis available. So, my job is to just make it available and they can search on it if there is such a thing or not. So, initially, I'm not focused on content generation because that will be another different thing. First, I'm only focused on curating. So, Frozen Peas was just an example because that is the kind of MSME owners that I interacted with to understand their problem, that where they are lacking. Because currently what they are saying is their business is properly streamlined in India and they don't really have any growth opportunities. So with exporting, I intend to provide them that additional growth opportunity so that they can figure out demand trends and really work on it.
No, I understand the intent. I'm not clear on how. So let's say I want to export frozen peas. On your platform, how will I know which countries have a frozen peas demand?
So that's what the AI feature is for. So when I have onboarded many kinds of trade reports, market research analysis on it, when we use the chatbot feature, it can go through entirety of the thousands of trade reports, news, market analysis, and it can give you a really short answer that whether there is a demand or not, whether it can be explored, what are the consumption patterns of frozen peas, is there really a demand there. So with that AI feature, with that chatbot feature, that is what I intend to make it easier for them to understand, instead of going through tens of reports and trying to analyze that, oh, this is the consumption pattern, and this is where I can demand, how I can do it. So that is the main USP of the AI feature being incorporated in that.
I understood. Thanks. I don't have any questions, JC.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye. See you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, judges, for that. A huge round of applause for all the participating teams. The diversity of innovative ideas presented in this round was truly impressive. Today's contest has raised the stakes, promising an even more thrilling journey ahead. As you know, the winners of today's elimination round will be stepping into the semi finale of the T.U.P season 10, where you will be battling against the winners of the other elimination rounds. Now, as we build the suspense around today's winners and runners up, you will have to hold on to your excitement just a little longer. Rest assured, the results will be announced on our social media handles shortly, so keep those notifications turned on. As we wrap up this elimination round, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the jury for the insightful questions and all the ideas presented today. A big thank you to the audience and the participating teams for creating such an interactive and exciting event with your visionary ideas. You all were fantastic. With that, this is me, Avni Chandra, signing off for today. Keep following us on our social media handles and stay tuned for further updates. We will see you soon at the TUP Season 10 semi finales. Until then, take care and have a good day.